a country that is the largest in the world by area, where in winters a white blanket of snow covers everything. Cities like Moscow and St. Petersburg are examples of this country's history and glory. Where Europe's longest river, the Volga, flows, colorful churches with onion-shaped domes can be seen here. And ballet, dance, and figure skating are this country's special identity. This country is Russia. There is so much special about this country that you should definitely know. So come with us on a journey to Russia. Welcome to Russia, the world's largest country and one of its most fascinating mysteries. In this video, we are embarking on an incredible journey to Russia, a land of endless winters, stunning palaces, and a history that's shaped our entire world. From the colorful onion domes of Moscow to the frozen wilderness of Siberia, we're about to discover what makes this giant nation so extraordinary. Let's start with something mind-blowing. Russia is absolutely huge. We're talking 6.6 million square miles. That's almost twice the size of the United States. In fact, Russia is bigger than Pluto. Yeah, you heard that right, bigger than an entire dwarf planet. But here's what makes Russia truly unique. It sits on two continents. About 77% of Russia is in Asia, mostly the region we call Siberia. The remaining 23% is in Europe, where most Russians actually live. The Ural Mountains act like nature's border, splitting the country right down the middle. Russia shares borders with 14 different countries. To the west, you've got Norway, Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Belarus, and Ukraine. Down south, there's Georgia, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, China, and North Korea. And to the east, the vast Pacific Ocean stretches as far as the eye can see. The capital, Moscow, sits right in the heart of European Russia, along the Moskva River, which is actually where the city gets its name. With about 144 million people, Russia ranks ninth in global population, even though it's first in land area. Here's something absolutely crazy. Russia spans 11 different time zones. Let me put that in perspective. When people in Moscow are having breakfast, folks on Russia's eastern edge are getting ready for bed. It's like having almost half a day's difference within the same country. And if you think that's wild, check this out. Russia has the world's fourth longest coastline at over 23,000 miles. That's longer than the distance around the entire Earth. Russia's geography is like nature showing off. You've got massive plains, towering mountain ranges, endless forests, and frozen tundra, all in one country. Let's break it down. The Russian plain is one of Europe's largest flatlands, stretching from the Ural Mountains to Russia's western borders. This is where Russia's famous black soil is found, some of the most fertile farmland on Earth. The mighty Volga River, Europe's longest, flows right through here. The Ural Mountains might not be the tallest peaks you'll ever see. They average about 3,000 to 4,000 feet, but they're absolutely packed with minerals and fossil fuels. This is where Russia digs up much of its incredible natural wealth. Moving eastward into Siberia, now this is where things get serious. The West Siberian Plain is one of the flattest places on Earth, stretching from the Arctic Ocean down to the Altai Mountains. Much of it is swampland, but beneath that soggy surface lies some of the world's largest oil and gas reserves. The central Siberian plateau is covered in coniferous forests as far as you can see, and the southern and eastern mountain ranges. That's where you'll find Mount Elbrus at 18,510 feet. It's the highest peak in both Russia and Europe. The country's lowest point, the Caspian Sea shore, sitting 92 feet below sea level. Russia's natural zones are like different worlds within one country. The tundra up north is brutally cold and treeless. Only moss, lichens, and tiny shrubs survive here, along with reindeer, Arctic foxes, and polar bears near the coast. The taiga is the world's largest coniferous forest, a sea of pine, spruce, and fir trees. This is where you'll find brown bears, moose, wolves, and even the rare Siberian tiger. It's essentially the lungs of the northern hemisphere. The steppes are vast grasslands with incredibly rich soil, perfect for farming. Think of them as Russia's breadbasket. The arid zones near the Caspian Sea are semi-desert areas where only the toughest plants and animals survive. Russia's national flower is the chamomile, and its national animal is the Eurasian brown bear, which perfectly captures the country's wild spirit. Russia's rivers are legendary. The Volga is the longest river in Europe at 2193 miles. Russians call it Mother Volga because it's been the lifeblood of the nation for centuries. It drains into the Caspian Sea and provides water, transportation, and hydroelectric power to millions. The Lena River in Siberia stretches 2668 miles, and here's what's incredible. Its entire watershed lies completely within Russia. About 77% of the land around it is permanently frozen ground, called permafrost. Then there's Lake Baikal, the crown jewel of Russian nature. This isn't just any lake. It's the deepest lake on Earth, plunging down over 530 feet. It holds 20% of all the fresh water on our planet's surface. That's more fresh water than all 5 Great Lakes combined. And it's so old, about 25 million years. That unique species live there that exist nowhere else on Earth. Let's discuss Russian weather because it's intense. Most of Russia experiences long, brutally cold winters. In Siberia and the northern regions, winter can last 6 to 8 months, with temperatures dropping to -22 to -58 degrees Fahrenheit. That's cold enough to freeze your eyelashes. Summer is brief, sometimes just 1 or 2 months in the north, with temperatures ranging from 59 to 77 degrees. Southern and coastal areas are a bit milder, but make no mistake. Russia is a cold country, and winter dominates life here. The name Russia comes from Rus, a term used by Eastern Slavic peoples and Viking traders who settled in the region. This evolved over centuries into the name we use today. In the 9th century, Vikings and Slavs created Kievan Rus, the first Eastern Slavic state. In 988, they adopted Orthodox Christianity from the Byzantine Empire, which shaped Russian culture forever. But then came the Mongols in the 13th century, conquering and ruling for about 250 years. The Empire Moscow slowly gained power and finally broke free from Mongol rule in 1480. By 1547, Ivan the Terrible became the first Tsar, establishing the Tsardom of Russia. Peter the Great, early 1700s, was a game-changer. He modernized the military, built a new capital called St.Petersburg in European style, and basically dragged Russia into the modern age. Catherine the Great continued his work, expanding the empire even further. Russia defeated Napoleon's invasion in 1812. The brutal Russian winter was their secret weapon. Throughout the 1800s, the empire kept growing, pushing into Central Asia and the Far East. Revolution and superpower. By the early 1900s, cracks were showing. World War I devastated the economy and pushed people to their breaking point. In 1917, the Russian Revolution overthrew the Tsar. Vladimir Lenin and the Bolsheviks took power, and by 1922, the Soviet Union was born. Under Joseph Stalin, the USSR industrialized rapidly, but at a terrible cost. Millions died from political purges and famines. However, the Soviet Union played a crucial role in defeating Nazi Germany in World War II, emerging as a global superpower. The Cold War followed, a decades-long standoff with the United States. The Soviets achieved amazing things, launching Sputnik, sending Yuri Gagarin to space, and spreading their influence worldwide. But the arms race, the Afghanistan war, and economic problems eventually took their toll. Mikhail Gorbachev's reforms in the 1980s tried to save the system, but instead accelerated its collapse. In 1991, the Soviet Union dissolved, and the modern Russian Federation was born. Modern Russia is a federal democracy with a powerful president. Vladimir Putin has dominated the political scene for over 2 decades, working to restore Russia's status as a major world power. The country is divided into 85 federal subjects. Think of them as states or provinces. These include republics, often home to specific ethnic groups, oblasts, regular provinces, and cities of federal significance like Moscow and St. Petersburg. Russia's economy is fascinating. By one measure, nominal GDP, it's the 11th largest economy in the world. But by purchasing power, what your money can actually buy, it jumps to 4th place. The economy's backbone is energy. Russia has the world's largest natural gas reserves and is the biggest exporter. It's also the 2nd largest oil producer and exporter, and a top 3 coal exporter. Beyond energy, Russia is the world's largest wheat exporter and a major arms dealer. The 2022 Ukraine conflict brought severe international sanctions, causing economic challenges. The ruble's value dropped, foreign investment dried up, and access to Western technology became restricted. But Russia has focused on self-reliance and domestic production to weather the storm. Russians take education seriously. The literacy rate is 99.7%. Education is mostly free, with a strong emphasis on science and technology. Healthcare is also comprehensive, with a compulsory medical insurance system providing free treatment. The population is diverse religiously, though Russian Orthodox Christianity is the largest and oldest faith. You'll also find Muslims, Catholics, Jews, Buddhists, and Hindus. Family and respect for elders are central to Russian culture. Russians are known for their hospitality, their deep connection to nature, and their love of sports. Speaking of sports, Russians are crazy about them. Football, soccer, ice hockey, basketball, and volleyball are huge. Biathlon, boxing, wrestling, and various martial arts are also extremely popular. And Russia is world famous for figure skating, especially pairs skating and ice dancing. Russian culture has given the world incredible gifts. Writers like Leo Tolstoy, War and Peace, and Fyodor Dostoevsky, Crime and Punishment, are literary giants. Composer Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky created timeless ballet music like Swan Lake and The Nutcracker. Russian ballet is legendary. It's not just dance, it's a national treasure. Russian ballet dancers are known for their incredible technique, flexibility, and those gravity-defying jumps and turns. Russian food is hearty and delicious. Borscht is a thick beet soup served with sour cream, a winter essential. Pelmeni are small meat dumplings, boiled and served with butter or cream. Piroshki are baked or fried buns stuffed with potatoes, cabbage, or sweet fillings, perfect street food. Olivier salad, Russian salad, mixes boiled potatoes, carrots, eggs, sometimes chicken, all dressed in maize. Moscow is where you have to start. The Kremlin, the seat of Russian power, and Red Square are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. St. Basil's Cathedral, with its colorful onion domes, is one of the most photographed buildings in the world. The Bolshoi Theater and Tretyakov Gallery are must-visits for culture lovers. St. Petersburg is often called Russia's cultural capital. The Hermitage Museum is one of the world's largest and greatest art museums, housed in the stunning Winter Palace. The Church of the Savior on Spilled Blood, Peterhof Palace with its magnificent fountains, and the Peter and Paul Fortress are all breathtaking. Kazan offers a unique blend of Russian and Tatar cultures. The Kazan Kremlin is another UNESCO site, featuring both the beautiful Kul Sharif Mosque and the Annunciation Cathedral. For nature lovers, Sochi on the Black Sea coast offers a subtropical climate, beautiful beaches, and mountains for skiing. Lake Baikal is absolutely essential, the clearest, deepest, oldest lake on Earth. And the Trans-Siberian Railway, connecting Moscow to the Pacific coast, is one of the world's great train journeys. Russia has numerous UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including the volcanoes of Kamchatka, the Golden Mountains of Altai, the virgin Komi forests, and many more natural and cultural treasures. Russia is a land of extremes and contradictions, brutally cold, yet warmly hospitable, ancient yet modern, European yet Asian. It's a country where you can watch ballet at the Bolshoi, explore Tsarist palaces, ride the world's longest railway, or venture into wilderness that seems to stretch forever. From the colorful domes of St. Basil's to the frozen beauty of Siberia, from the literary masterpieces of Tolstoy to the athletic grace of Russian figure skaters, this massive nation has shaped our world in countless ways. Whether you're fascinated by history, captivated by culture, or drawn to adventure, Russia offers experiences you won't find anywhere else on Earth. So what do you think? Would you brave the Russian winter to see this incredible country? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey, hit that like button, share with your friends, and subscribe for more amazing documentaries about fascinating places around our world. Until next time, keep exploring, keep watching Wise Finch, keep learning, and keep being awesome.